you can't get real work done on the Meta Quest. At least that's what I keep on reading in comments on my videos. That's what I keep on seeing in different reviews about the Meta Quest 3 or the Apple Vision Pro. That it's a great VR headset, it's good at fitness, but it's not really meant for getting work done. But is that really the case? And if so, why? Well, let's take a little step back and see how the Quest started and figure out if this VR headset is just a VR gaming headset or if it's a little bit more. So to start with, from way back in the day, from when Oculus was first getting going, the Oculus CV1 was a really cool step towards the direction of what we have now for VR. And it was used a lot for gaming. When the Rift and then the Quest 1 came out, Quest 2, it was very clear these are VR gaming consoles. Now, over time, they ventured into other areas, and we will discuss that, but they're primarily VR gaming devices. The way the menus are set up, very much centered on getting you into your VR games. The way they work, plugging into a computer at first and now being standalone, where all the investment and money is going, it's been very clear these are for VR games. These are how you get in to play Beat Saber, how you play Gorilla Tag, or people enjoy social experiences like VR Chat, Pistol Whip, Asgard's Wrath, Assassin's Creed Nexus, all these really great games, Swarm and Swarm 2. This is what this headset was made for. What all of the headsets have been made for from Oculus and from Meta. But they've always tried to be more. At least they have for a little while now. See, the Quest has really tried to push productivity for years now, but with varying success. They've came out with Horizon Workrooms and pushed the Quest as a productivity device for different businesses, but even as a take it away from the business side of things to a normal person. As a VR and mixed reality enthusiast, this has always been a hard sell for me when it comes to getting work done. I use the computer plenty for getting work done. I've been a student for years and years, and I've tried over and over and over again to get studying done or work done in VR, and it's just not been good on the Oculus or the Meta Quest. And there's a few reasons why. One, VR productivity is, honestly, it's really cool. You get to be in your own environment. You don't have to be in some room with all your junk in it. You don't have to worry about that. You could be in nature. You could be in some cool room or environment you've never been in before. And you can just chill and do your work in a place that's much more serene and beautiful and enjoyable to get your work done. You always have had, especially with the Quest 2 and the Quest 3, you have monitors that can be around in your space, allowing you for multitasking ability. And even in Horizon Workroom, there's been for a long time this keyboard cutout to even let you be able to see your keyboard and type on it. These are cool things, but they've always had a bit of a problem, and that's VR itself. The problem with VR is you're completely isolated from everything around you, which is a beautiful thing. But when you're getting work done, there's a lot of small annoyances that can kind of stack up to make working in VR really frustrating. Like if you're going to take a drink of your drink, you can't see your cup. And even whenever you can see your cup, oftentimes it's a little hard to drink it with the headset on. But you have a straw or whatever, still, you can't see your cup. You can't see where your mouse is whenever you're trying to scroll around on things. You can't, if you have your phone, whenever you pull it out, you can't, see what your phone says or whatever, because you're in a different virtual environment. It is great for being focused in that environment, but any amount of real world interaction winds up being gone because you can't see what's going on around you. Now, this was an obvious issue, and that's where the Quest and Meta really decided to shift gears and make, like I said, they've been wanting to get into productivity. So they made what was called the Quest Pro. And honestly, it's an awesome idea. The Quest Pro is a device that really focuses on a mixed reality experience, letting you see the world around you, not blocking you in, but even letting you be able to see down and around. Like, you're not supposed to be in some virtual environment in the Quest Pro. You can, but that's not what it's mainly designed for. It's designed for getting work done in a mixed reality setting more than a virtual reality setting. That way, you can see everything around you, but you can also have these holograms to work on in your own space. This was a huge leap forward and really an incredibly brilliant idea. See, before the Quest Pro, the Quest 2, the most recent headset before the Pro, only had black and white cameras for pass-through, so you could see things around you after an updated release, but it wasn't good. Like, it was very, very much just a tool to be able to see something around you, turn on lights, might grab your drink or something like that and then get back into your experience. It didn't look good. But with the Quest Pro, you could see it, the things that were around you in color. The only problem is from all the reviews, from all the news that's come out about the Quest Pro over the years, the pass-through is just not that good. And for a headset as expensive as it was, it really needed to be a quality, good product in order for it to be something that took off. The problem is the aspirations may have been a little bit better than the device was itself. And that sucks because I was actually really excited about the Quest Pro. Not that I would have been able to buy it, but I was excited about it nonetheless. So it kind of stunk that it was just such a big flop, and it became apparent that no one was going to be willing to spend that much money on a productivity virtual or mixed reality headset. That was until the Apple Vision Pro came out. When the Apple Vision Pro released, things changed really quickly. What had been firmly established as a genre for VR gaming, for mixed reality even, Quest 3 came out, announced mixed reality stuff, and focused on gaming, along with things being placed in your environment. But when the Apple Vision Pro came out, it wasn't about gaming. When it was released, it wasn't about all these virtual experiences. Yes, they existed, but what it was mainly pushing was watching TV, that's good, and productivity. Being able to have windows floating in your area, panels out, and being able to multitask with as many monitors as you want, basically. Floating in your space, you could connect it to your MacBook and do a remote display from that. There's so many key features in the Apple Vision Pro that just made it clear that they were investing hard into the productivity side. Your Magic Mouse is usable. You can see your keyboard even in a virtual environment. There's these things, the pass-through was great. There's these things that all kind of pointed towards Apple was focused on getting the productivity side right. They were making their version of the Quest Pro. The thing is they made it way better, improved. You could make a great productivity-based mixed reality headset. It was a good idea. It just wasn't executed well with the Quest Pro. The only problem is the Apple Vision Pro is $3,500, and that's the starting price, and that's before tax. So realistically, you're paying $4,000 for a headset that, though amazing, is out of most people's price range. But here's the thing. I think the Apple Vision Pro, they nailed this productivity side, and they may have paved the way for the Quest 3. See, the Meta Quest 3 was already announced before the Apple Vision Pro, and their focus really seemed to be on mixed reality with this new headset, just like with the Apple Vision Pro. But the things they were showing off were a little bit different. They were showing off mixed reality games, which were really cool, but also they were showing off being able to place virtual objects in your environment to blend in with your environment. It wasn't a big focus on productivity like you saw with the Apple Vision Pro. But after the Apple Vision Pro was announced and released, there seemed to be a bit of a pivot from Meta. And the interesting thing is it's said that a lot of the stuff that they were working on already, and that's true, and I believe that, but I don't believe that it wasn't influenced by what Apple's doing. Some of the ways they've copied what Apple's doing is just so obvious. The way they have really replicated, in a lot of ways, Apple's multi-monitor setup, multi-panel setup with the newest update on the Meta Quest 3. Along with that, you've seen a UI change, and even more UI changes are coming in the future, but you see a UI change where they're focusing on rounded corners instead of hard boxy corners like the Apple Vision Pro. They've increased the look of the pass-through in order to get it closer to the Apple Vision Pro, though they were going to work on that anyways. They have added features that the Apple Vision Pro has, like a flight mode. There's been updates to the keyboard, a laying down mode, a more immersive view for video content, realistic environments. There's just been several things that have been kind of conveniently released after the Apple Vision Pro already released a version. And so what you're seeing is a lot of inspiration coming from the Apple Vision Pro to the Meta Quest 3. And so what it's done is taking this Meta Quest 3 and turning it from this gaming and fitness centered device that also is really good for social VR interactions, and turned it into this mixed reality productivity machine. No, it's not as powerful as the Apple Vision Pro. It's not as clear as the Apple Vision Pro, but if it can do most of the things the Apple Vision Pro can do, and for a significantly cheaper price, that's a huge deal. Really, the big thing this device is probably lacking at this point is a 2D app store. Now, there's been apps that have come out on the Horizon Store, but just not anywhere close to what you get with the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And so that's really probably the main way this thing falls behind now. You see a lot of feature parity coming because Meta has copied a lot of Apple's homework. Apple did very good at productivity, so Meta copied Apple. Simple as that. But so who wins in this whole ordeal? See, Meta was first to the game, or Oculus, and then Meta, like they were first to the game. Game, not meant to be a pun, but released a gaming headset, tried to make it a productivity headset. That went rough, and then they saw Apple do it well, and they copied that. So Meta seems to be in a pretty good spot for a much cheaper price. But also, people have been a little, some people could be a little upset that Meta has been copying Apple, and even at the accusation that they may be copying Apple. But at the same time, Apple has copied what Meta's done a lot already. Everything from virtual environment to the, hand pinch interactions and things like that, to even more recently, the way you access menu controls by pointing your hand at you and tapping your fingers. Just thing after thing after thing. Meta was first to the game. So a lot of what Apple's built is built on the success of what Meta's already done. And now with productivity, a lot of what Meta has done is built on the success of what Apple's done. So who wins? The cheaper headset that can do most of it, or the more expensive headset that can do what it does at such a high level that it can't be compete with? And so who wins? We win. The consumers win. And this is a really cool thing for anyone who's interested in technology, for anyone who's interested in where things are heading in the future, for people getting real work done, for people looking for a good good budget multi-monitor setup. For VR enthusiasts, for so many people. Like, the future is being paved by these devices. And now that there's real competition in this game, we're seeing Meta and Apple copy each other over and over and over again. As each company keeps figuring things out on their own, they're copying the things that the other companies have figured out. And the cool thing about that is you can see it with cars. You can see it with a really good tech example is you can see it with phones. Android and iPhone have mostly the same features. For every AirDrop, there's a quick share. For, Android widgets have been around for ages, and the ability to move your icons around and put them where you want them has been around for ages. And now Apple's copying that. Customization has been a big Android thing. Apple's copying that. Interoperability between devices have been a big thing for Apple. Android has copied that. And what you get at the end is a situation where it's hard to find a bad device. It's hard to find a device that isn't going to be able to get you taken care of and give you what you need. And that's what's happening with mixed reality and VR right now. It is at the beginning of this little phase where we're seeing these products mature and grow. And as they do it, in in parallel with each other, we'll see the Meta Quest and the Apple Vision devices both get better and better and better at doing what the others do, and to the point that you look at either side and you're gonna say, wow, that's a great headset for me. And eventually, those are great glasses for me. So it's cool to see that, the Meta Quest, it's a gaming device. But now, because of a lot of the way that Apple has paved, it's also a great productivity device. The Apple Vision Pro may still be better, but you're seeing them copy each other, and it results in amazing things for the consumer. So these are just some thoughts, a little rant I'm wanting to get off my chest. So thank you for listening. Every Name is Taken. Make sure to comment down below and tell me, how do you think you want to see these devices continue to evolve as they move into the future? And if you want to leave a like and subscribe, that would go a long, long, long way to help me build this channel up and get better and better content for you to enjoy. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good time.